looking at our Audi R8 carbon fiber rock guard kit. We unpacked everything here to show you what you get. You get the set of front rock guards, which use a factory T30 Torx bits, so we don't need to use any hardware. And then the rear set, which is also marked. The rear sets, each side is going to use 2 of the brackets. You're going to use 2 sets of screws. So the rears, we provide the hardware kit. The fronts, you don't need any hardware to install. You just use the factory bolts. Basic tools you need a nose pliers, T30 wrench, and a Phillips screwdriver. Just to make things faster, I have a power T30 bit here, but that's all it takes to install these. There's no drilling, so it can be 100% reversible. Questions, let us know. Thank you. For the front of the R8, to install the rock guards is pretty simple. You want to remove the 2 factory screws, which are going to be right here and right here. These are your standard T30 bits. So we've removed them here. Once they're removed, you want to line up your rock guard with those 2 holes, so it lines up with those 2, and just put the screws back in. Once those screws go back in, then your fronts are pretty much done. So that's all there is to it to install in the fronts. 2 screws, remove them, put these screws through the rock guards like this. And once they're through, put it back on the car. When the screws are back on the car with the rock guard, all you have to do is tighten it. So what I do is here, I put the screws in already. Tighten each one. That's it. Once it's tight, the fronts are done. Now we'll move to the back. Okay, for the rear rock guards on the R8, you do need to remove the wheel. So as you can see, we took the wheel off the car here, set it aside. I've marked the 2 locations where the brackets need to go with the blue tape. So there's going to be 3 Torx bits you can see here, but we're only going to use the upper one and the middle one, which are marked by blue tape. We are not going to use this one down here at the bottom, okay? So you only take those 2 off at the top and you just loosen it. The way it works is you have to use these brackets. So in each kit, these are the rear rock guards. We include these little custom brackets for you. So these brackets, you want to put them in where the 2 screws are. Up here you can see how we already installed this one. These brackets basically sit behind the fender liner and they just clamp in right there with the screw. So you loosen the screw, you don't have to take it off, and then you insert this little bracket in here and then you tighten the screw back down, the bracket stays put. So the way we're going to do the bottom one is we're going to loosen it up first. So we're going to come down here, take your T30, I'll just loosen it. Once it's loosened, all right, I'm gonna put this down for a second. I can use 2 hands. We're gonna take the bracket and then we're just gonna slide the bracket in behind here. We're not gonna take the screw off. Okay, so the bracket's gonna go in behind like this and it'll sit right by the screw. And once that bracket is in place, we're gonna tighten it back up. Once it's tightened, you can see the bracket's nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. So both of these are tight. So we're going to tighten by hand just to be sure. So this is the T30 again, top and bottom. Okay. So when they're all tightened, you can see how the bracket sits in there. There's one right there, one at the top. So now we're ready to put the rock guard on. So all you got to do now is take the rock guard, which you can see right here. We're going to take the provided hardware. We're going to put one of the screws through the rock guard right here. So you can put it like that. And we're going to line it up with the hole. And we're going to install it there. We're going to put the nut on it in the back. And once the bottom one's in, we're going to line it up with the top one and repeat the process. We're going to take the screw and the bolt. We're going to line it up with the hole. You can see why you need to remove the wheel. If you don't have the wheel taken off, it's nearly impossible to get in here. Okay, so once the bolts are in place, it'll sit nice and flush. So all we gotta do is tighten it, and that's it. That completes the process. Make sure you tighten the screws down nice and tight, and then that's it. We're gonna remove the tape now. So now you can see the rock guard pretty much complete. And now we're gonna put the wheel back on and repeat the process for the other side.